Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to today's Luna Classic video update. And very quickly join the Discord. The link is in the description of the video if you don't want to miss any other new updates. By the way, I'm doing updates on other coins as well, right? So it's not only Luna Classic. Yeah, so at the moment guys, we see a very big red candle. Now we were taking the trade in our signals as well. It's a good thing I did have a stop loss, very big stop loss, small investments. I didn't go crazy greedy on it. So here we are, and there was this upper line here that I couldn't I did want to talk about this upper resistance today, but before that we could actually see the pop to the downside. So yep, you did have that pop, and the thing is you came down to a technical target as well, and that's going to be 10723. So what they decided to do is actually go with the C wave, and I highly doubt if this is going to be a bottom now. So if I do remove everything here, what looked like a symmetrical triangle on the daily, I'm going to show you this one right now, just got rejected, right? So you did have a little bit of an ascending triangle here that couldn't make it to the upside. So this is your ascending triangle right there. You came up to a squeeze and then you popped to the downside and boom, you went all the way to the downside. So I do remember in so many videos, keeping telling you that you could end up making a symmetrical triangle like this, which actually failed really badly. And I always had another view in mind, and that view was always that Bitcoin, sorry, not Bitcoin, but Luna Classic is looking to drop all the way down to perhaps this level here. Now I do see if this drop, because it's a very big red candle and a legit drop. Now my stop was placed somewhere here at the 122. Yeah, at the 122, somewhere here. My entry was like up here to the 1.3. So it was a little bit of a loss with small amount of money being invested. But the thing is, always work with a stop loss. You always have to know how much you're about to lose something. So what is it like? That's like 2-3% loss that I actually did make. I'm fine, I'm cool with that. You see, you always have to lose something to gain something. But that's out of the way, that's out of the blue. And right now, what's going to happen next? That's the question, right, that everybody really have in mind. So this actually takes me back to the Elliott wave theory that I talked about in the previous video, right? So from the bull pattern that we talked about yesterday, this did not play out. And by the end of the day, after all, trading does work really, and it was an Elliott wave theory. They didn't decide to go with a pennant or anything. So this is your Elliott wave theory right now, and you're looking for that C correction, right? And I've been talking about this one in the previous videos, if you've been following it or not, but I told you that if the C wave was gonna happen, then you're looking for the C wave to be pretty huge, okay? The C wave is always the biggest one. So if I do bring up one of the images, like, for example, yeah, the one opened up is good, but I need, maybe this one looks better. Yeah, so we're gonna go with that one. Right, so all you do is you make like one wave, second wave down, third wave up, fourth wave, fifth wave. You go for the A, you make a little bit of a push for the B, and then you make a C drop, like huge drop to the downside, right? This is on a 4-hour time frame. That was your first wave, went for the second wave, that was your third wave, fourth, fifth one, you went for the A, potentially that was your B right there. The C doesn't end here, right? The C doesn't really end right there. You might have the C coming all the way down here to this level, right? So this is the level that I'm expecting the C wave to be, and that is going to be backed up by fib retracement, not just my own personal opinion. So the reason why I do say that level is because if I take this bottom here to that impulsive move to the upside, the correction comes all the way down to 8035. That's the golden ratio. Now there are two levels to look for. Right now you actually did drop to 0.382, but I don't think that's the end of it. If someone is thinking, all right, stop loss is taken, the people who are in trade, they're out, that's another different scenario. There's another scenario where there are people saying, who might be thinking that, oh, this red candle is a candle to buy, and let's just say that this is some sort of a falling knife and not really a candle that you want to grab right now. Okay, so that's not the discount that you really need at the moment. Discount comes when you actually go with logic, when you apply logic. Now, number one, Number one, 0.5 is a level that can actually make sense to go to retrace because you have a little bit of support right here. Do you see that? So if you do draw that line there, there was this resistance, right, which you broke out of, and perhaps you can just come down and retest this level. It's going to be the 0.5. But normally in crypto, most of the time they do like to come down to this level, to the 0.618. That's the golden part of it. That's the the alpha omega of retracement. I don't know if you want to put it that way. You can put it that way, and that's the only place that things like to come down to retrace. So what I can do is place two blue lines, which is going to be this one and which is going to be that one as well, right? So keep in mind, never be emotional, never ever revenge trade. Okay, so if you're out, if your stop is out, cancel the trade, come up with a new plan. The one that you had didn't work out, just let it slip away, let it go. So the thing is, what is going to happen after this thing? Now I still have something to say that, look, first of all, I have noticed that Luna Classic has been going against Bitcoin. We've seen Bitcoin going to the upside, pumping, and then we saw this one dumping to the downside. It's pretty much not really routed to what Bitcoin is really doing. And if, for example, we actually accept that now Bitcoin is gonna go with how Luna Classic really looks like, then you do have a bear flag for Bitcoin, okay? And this bear flag actually does take you to $9,500, some sort of that area scenario. So if I do look at it that way, then this is a 3-day time frame, and there is a bear flag that has been made, and that's going to be this big resistance coming up here, okay? You're approaching a very, very big resistance for Bitcoin right now, even though it's pumping to the upside, but you might see this resistance taking effect in the next 2 to 3 days, and then Bitcoin drops really, really badly. If now Bitcoin drops down, that's the question. Can it affect Luna Classic? You have to keep that one in mind as well. By default, Luna Classic on its own is looking for that, A, B, C correction, maybe bottom from here and then start to go higher. Can happen because as Bitcoin is pumping, it's dropping. As Bitcoin was dropping, this thing was pumping. So we might say it's doing everything on its own and it's absolutely unlinked to one another. But I'm just bringing this to your information that if somehow this one gets routed to what Bitcoin is about to do in the next coming few days, then probably you're going to look for Luna Classic to really drop to the downside big time, okay, along with Bitcoin. You might even have bigger trouble. So what I'm going to say is that even if something like that was about to happen, you don't want to lose the golden ratio, all right? So if you go below this blue line and you close below the blue line, you will create a big reversal wave. And keep in mind that thing, okay? Just keep in mind this thing. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to take the bottom here to the top again. And what I want to actually point out is that if you're going to take the 0.618, the golden ratio, right? And you close below it and you start to, some sort of get ditched out from there, then you must be looking to come down to this level, which is going to be 2474, and that's going to be big red candles to the downside. That also means that perhaps the routing with Bitcoin is going to be the same, and then boom, this one goes to 9,400, and if that goes to 9,400, then yeah, I mean, this one does make sense to drop really badly, because as Bitcoin drops, altcoin drops, and that's just how it is. So that's it for today's update on Luna Classic. Hope this one makes everything clear, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.